Eventually I'm going to go to YouTube and redo these.
You mean re-upload them?
Were you going to leave this at the height it was at? It was cutting off half your face.
Oh, is it? No, I don't know. I didn't even think about it.
And the microphone is from and Joel's face. Alright, that's better.
Yeah.
Whatever. You guys ready?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Pop.
Top.
You're on what? What number are you on?
2. 2. 2. Top. I hope that's not too loud. I won't get too excited.
Go ahead, one more time.
Pop, top, cha.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. He was doing that all last week for like no reason. Somebody would be talking, Shady would be talking, or Joel would be talking, and go, do it again. Do it. just off air. All right, we ready to go?
Yeah, I guess as ready as we will be.
All right. Nah, we're all good. Thanks for rescheduling, you guys. I appreciate it. I got called into work. I could have came in, but I appreciate everybody rescheduling.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's what makes us a team. All right, here we go. 5. I'm pointing at you, Derek. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to Mystery Science.
Nope.
What?
Hold on.
Hold on, can we set this to 0 too?
No. That's fun.
I want that 0.8 of a second back.
5, 4, 3.
This week on Masterpiece Theater, wait a minute. That's actually End User Disagreements, a much better program. This is episode 41. We're the video game podcast that poses the greatest question.
Why are we here?
No.
Oh.
I was going to say that.
No. Does your opinion matter?
No. It's completely
And at End User Disagreements, it absolutely does not matter. Because you listen to us, and we are the voice of
The
reason.
results of your opinion are quite inconsequential.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. And we're all the way at episode 41.
Yeah, I know.
And we are still coming to you
Our show
from
is-
Studio 212.
My show is middle-aged.
Yeah, it is. We are still at Soundcasting Network. We are still in South Lake Union, Seattle. And you know what? Today we're brought to you by Schilling Hard Cider. The London Dry Tall Boy specifically. Thank you. And also, as always, we are very unofficially sponsored by Iron Horse Brewery. Thank you, guys. We got more beer.
I'd also like to thank the Porsche Boxster. It's kind of the unofficial sponsor.
I believe it's
It's kind of the unofficial sponsor of 41-year-olds everywhere.
Oh, yeah, the midlife crisis. Thank you to the Porsche Boxster for the middle-aged. Well, and isn't there a podcast to listen to about middle-aged comics?
That'd be my channel.
Oh, the Midlife Comics channel for YouTube?
Somebody very spiffy I know did the graphics for that, but we can go into that.
We'll go into that later. This is exciting. We made it all the way to February. Yeah, I mean...
Unintentionally.
Well, yeah, right? We had a couple flubs. We got snowed out a day. So
Yeah.
sorry about that, maniacs. And but we got the original trio here. Vaughn Shady ate some garbage and now made himself sick.
It's
So
muy enfermo.
yeah, one of those things. So he's out. But at the helm, you got Loud and Brown, and to my left,
You got the save rings.
and across from him we have.
Yeah, just the tip.
And oh wow, so exciting!
So
and we have
exciting.
super producer Bobby Stills.
Catch me on PlayStation Network.
Outside.
Blar blar.
Blar blar.
Blar blar.
Blar blar.
Blar,
Or even more famously, world-renowned podcaster for Grill How Long Steak, Mr.
I'm all back doing heroin.
Oh god. Grill How Long Heroin, Mr. 8 years. 8 years. Thank you. Thank you, Grill. I don't know why Grill's taking care of cooking heroin.
Sorry about that. Alright.
But part of one of our Soundcasting Network fellow podcasts, Grill How Long Steak, Mr. So affiliate. It's so good though.
Yeah.
And actually, I haven't kept up with the last 2 weeks. I've been too busy.
Our sister podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about it is, like, Derek, he always calls out mine because he listens to it, but there's many other shows.
Yeah, there's How to Be a Better Drinker. There is the Evil Petting Zoo, otherwise known as the Heavy Petting Zoo. but I don't think it's actually ever called that.
There's one that's really cool. It's called Augmented Reality, and it's about AI in the future.
Ooh.
Where these guys, they go ahead and they receive artificial intelligence robots from companies here in Seattle, Google, Nintendo, Amazon, and then they hack them, either the software or the hardware, and they do it on the podcast live and explain how they did it. They don't necessarily say who they're working for or what they're doing or what they're working on. They just explain what they're doing, the technology. It's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, whoa, that's terrifying.
That's one of the newest releases we have on the network.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we've been there for like 2 months. I think it's called Augmented Reality or Augmented Cities.
Oh,
It's
and you
something
know
like
what?
that.
Those guys are going to make the impossible bosses for future video games. So thanks a lot, jerks.
Yep.
You know, you don't think Shin Akuma's hard enough?
Or Skynet, whichever comes first.
Jeez. I mean, they all have patterns. Some things are like stacked against you, though. But this week in gaming, man, I didn't see a lot of headlines. And you know me, I played a bunch of Street Fighter and Tricky Towers. And aside from that, that's all I played.
I don't know, for playing, I really haven't had a whole lot. I've been sick the past couple of weeks. Like, food poisoning, and then, head cold. Just, one thing after another. But, yeah, I mean, whenever it came down to headlines, the only thing that I saw, which we haven't put on the board, was all the stuff about PewDiePie. And everyone attacking him lately.
Oh,
Racist.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's a turd anyway. I watched, I had a roommate that had a friend that would watch his streams. I'm like, why does anybody watch this? It's garbage. I mean, I guess
Hot garbage.
it's hot garbage. I guess he is the template for how to run a streaming channel because everybody follows the way he does stuff. But I mean, he's been around really long. But what he does, I don't care.
Well, not at your current age. Remember what it was like when you were 11 to 14 and what you found funny. And what you found entertaining.
That's right. My nephew, who is 14 years old, he's a god. PewDiePie was the jam.
I guess that's probably true.
Yeah, he's not for us.
I guess he's not. But man, I can go back to old posts from Something Awful and E-Bombs, and they're still funnier than PewDiePie. That's because SomethingAwful.com and E-Bombs World are amazing.
Yeah, I kind of just lived off of that.
I wasn't cool enough to be really active in Newgrounds. That's when you were in it. When you were
Newgrounds was
part.
amazing.
Yeah, because E-Bombs and Something Awful, you just click on the headlines and funny video, images, and that's it. Newgrounds, you're part of the community. You follow certain creators, and people were part of it, and I was like, oh, that sounds like work. I gotta have a login. Nah, I'm good, Newegg. Sorry, Newgrounds. And then Newgrounds would do amazing stuff.
That was when Flash was still popular, and everybody was just coding Flash.
Coding Flash, son. So with PewDiePie, there's gonna be repercussions. I mean, is Twitch? But he's a Twitcher, right? He's
mainly a YouTuber.
YouTuber. Okay. I mean, are they doing anything on their side, or is it just the fan backlash?
He pretty much got fired.
Essentially, yeah. All of his advertisers ended up dropping from him as soon as he did that.
He got a
whole
deal
fire
signed
stuff.
with Disney.
Oh yeah, and that got dropped.
They
That's
dropped
right.
him.
Yeah, so Disney had started a side studio, and he pretty much made his own deal. They had asked to sign him, and he said, "No, this is what I want," and so they pretty much gave him his own deal with a separate studio. It's affiliated with Disney. He had it made in the shade. I think he signed a deal for $250,000.
$1,000.
$250,000. That was just signing with them to work exclusively with that studio, that animation studio. I don't know.
I think that they made a studio to take part of
So what's next? The Disney XD cartoon? Is that what they're working on?
No, I mean, I'm glad people called him out on that. I'm pumped on it.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I kind of see both sides of the story. He thought it was just a stupid joke, but he didn't think about the backlash and him being representative of his status. What he says actually matters to other people, to his listeners, to his watchers, to his viewers, whatever. And whatever he ends up saying is what they're going to go ahead and believe, for better or for worse.
But I also saw a lot of apologists for it too, because the whole thing was kind of taken out of context, and people kind of ran with the headline
Sure,
completely.
but I saw the clip. I saw the clip from his thing, and I was like, all right, I could see how they took a little tiny piece of this and blew it up, but there's no way that's not
pretty much what it was.
offensive. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way to dress that up as like, oh, you just didn't see the whole picture. This is not an offensive joke. I was like, it's super offensive, and like,
What's more offensive is that he took immigrants that live here in the United States and he hired them and he paid them to say some fucked up shit and they didn't even know what they were saying. And they got in trouble.
yeah, that's the epitome. That's exploitation. That's like just not cool.
I agree.
But how is this any different than, say, guerrilla comedy for anyone else, like, say, Tom Green, for example, or like Sacha Baron Cohen, where they're putting people into other situations to say fuck them?
Because they're not paying them to make fun of themselves unknowingly. Like these are like those were actual responses from people and their thoughts and their words. That's what's different.
They're not YouTube stars either.
Yeah, and they're not
They're
YouTube stars.
pranksters.
They're pranksters.
Shock jocks of, the internet, I mean, like, that's not what he is.
Otherwise, lock up Ashton Kutcher. He punked so many people.
Hey, lay off my boy like that.
Oh, I love.
He's saving sex traffickers.
Oh, I mean, he's been a pretty smart dude for a while. He just kind of was quiet about it, and then someone called him out on it. He's like, "Fine, I'm going to be loud about it and be like, this is what I've been doing. Don't get me started on that." Like, I don't even know what to call that person. She's awful.
Wait, which person are we referring
Oh,
to?
that blondie that owns she does that show and she just hates on everything.
Tommy Loren?
Yeah, her. Oh man.
Alright,
Wow.
yeah.
We're getting deep here.
Yeah, right.
We are so hard
Yeah.
pass on that. Put it this way,
Video games.
she probably doesn't play video games. And
See,
if
I disagree. I'm pretty sure she was raised on fucking Mario Brothers and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, no, I don't think she was. That's what I think. That's what I think. Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
Oh, and we got I had a listener and a dear friend of mine. I have to correct myself on episode 40. We were talking about love in video games, and I didn't bring up Final Fantasy X. We talked about 10, sort of. We glazed over how a lot of the Final Fantasies are romantic.
Mhm.
But we didn't talk about Waka and Lulu. Not only were a couple, they actually had a baby. Like, that doesn't happen in the Final Fantasy world. Like, someone either dies off, or like I said earlier, like they become a dream.
Or the baby is at the very beginning of the story.
And it's like, a plot point. But like this one is like, oh man. And Waka is like, I'm from Hawaii, right? And Waka is our little champion of like one of the best representations of like a local guy in Hawaii. He's kind of brown, he calls people brada.
Mm.
I'm like, we call people brada all the time. So Brandon Brigado, oh sorry, I'll use gamer tags. Raul. Thank you for calling me out on that.
Yeah,
He got that name from when we did LAN parties on Halo, and if he ever plasma sorted you, he would go
His gamer
Raul.
tag is just Raul.
RAAUUUUUL.
Alright, that's
Something like that.
I thought it was like Raul, like spelled the traditional way.
No,
How
no way,
the
it's
fuck
like
do you get just that?
No,
gamer
and
tag?
that was just like when you write your name on the LAN party, which you could make up every time. Mine was A cold, so when you got killed, you were killed by cold. But I think his gamer tag, I actually forget what it is, but he was big on WoW for a second. Like he was in a guild that had some server first, and I was like, all right, buddy. But that's Brandon Magado from Hawaii, who's now in Jersey.
That actually kind of makes sense with Waka, because that was back at the time when Square Enix had that studio there. They're in Hawaii, like right on the time they were
Oh,
making
yeah.
The Spirits Within and all that
How
stuff.
did I not put that together and you put it together? I remember when Square got to Hawaii.
I hadn't until you said that a minute ago about Waka, and I was like, that makes sense, because they had a presence in Hawaii like right around that
My
time.
buddy Kuyo Rob worked there, man. Okay. Well, tight. Well, we got a bunch more. So that's what I played. What'd you play this week, Sabrix?
I played a little bit of everything. I'm actually looking at like my recently played Steam games, and just in the last week, I played Plants vs Zombies,
Mm-hmm.
Borderlands 2. I played the Stanley Parable. Have you guys heard of that game?
No.
Yes, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, that game is kind of crazy. It's kind of a head trip. I still haven't beaten it. It's pretty much imagine Office Space mixed with Groundhog Day mixed with like The Cell. Remember The Cell with Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Psychological
Vincent
weirdo.
D'Onofrio, I watched
Vincent
it
D'Onofrio.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Like a real weirdo.
It's on HBO.
Psychological.
right now.
Yeah. So picture that like over and over, mixed with like Portal. It's got like kind of like Portal's like weird.
Oh man,
Weird writing.
Right.
Like
So-
freaky writing.
Maniacs. Just the Tip is gonna link a trailer to that game on our Facebook.
Yeah, the Stanley Parable is pretty crazy.
So you guys could figure out what that looks like.
So listen to the Warhammer 40k 2.
Stanley Parable.
Yeah. Mobius Final Fantasy, which actually was the mobile Final Fantasy game that just got a release on Steam, and it was free to play, so I just goofed around with
Wait,
that.
which Final Fantasy was that?
Mobius Final Fantasy.
Oh, yes. Oh, I haven't played that one.
That wasn't. So this isn't Final Fantasy VII. Whatever that.
No, this is it's like its own spin-off game. It's a mobile game, so you can play like one-handed, like tap it. But they ported it, and it's on the PC now. It's like a clicky game. You just go around and just like click, 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 click. You know?
All right, sure, why not?
And like the little mobile stores on there.
Oh man, mobile
Shit sounds terrible.
mobile
it's actually not
games.
that bad. It looks kind of cool, actually.
Mobile games should all be doing Dragon Slayer right now.
Hold on, so like I don't ever talk on this show. I feel like I'm talking too much already.
No, you're good.
Put a microphone in front of me. I'm gonna talk. But
Sure.
I never got any of your guys' opinions on that Mario mobile game. That Mario Jump.
I never played it, so I can't remember.
Well, I'm saying, but you guys didn't talk about it when it came out. When it was
Oh, Mario
announced.
Run. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's
But nobody ever said anything about it.
It's just a Mario game under the kind of running, cause there's a bunch of games like that, like Runner and what's that?
And I've seen a bunch of cool ones that are done much better than that Mario game.
The Mario one is good because they had to keep the same design aesthetic of it can't be just a running game with Mario.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Mario game with a running aspect, and they really lean on wall jumping to kind of get rid of the idea.
Yeah, I've seen it. So you're running straight to the wall, and then you use the wall more so than the running.
And depending on your timing, you can go down like multiple paths and do different stuff, just like a regular Mario game.
And there's
So who's all played it?
I've seen video of it. I haven't played it.
Oh, it's for
It was iPhone only initially.
Yeah.
And you're on a wait list for the Android
Fuck
version.
Apple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no kidding.
And
Exclusives.
And Blizzard.
What up with
Whoa, shots fired!
Representing Von Shady while he's on.
But he loves
Dropping that
Overwatch.
shit in a week.
Yeah,
Yo, you hear that? Wait, no, we got the Vancouver Lowlives maybe listening. Those guys play hella Overwatch. Every time Mr. Crispy Pants is like, hey, check out my Twitch, I'm like, I don't know what Overwatch is. I don't care about this damn game.
Alright, I'll shut up now.
No, that's good. For all y'all that don't know, super producer Bobby Stills is a gamer, so when he does input, it's always really valid.
It's not really.
Apparently you gamed more than Joel did this week.
I got-
Yeah, no kidding.
I got bitches to fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
You mean you have a girlfriend?
Whoa.
Yeah. What about you?
Are you going steady?
There are no labels.
Oh, labels.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Pacific Northwest.
2017.
Excuse me, it's a boyfriend. Okay?
So
He's got a DAC.
It's a partner.
So let me wrap this list up just to tell you guys this one thing. So I also play Dragon Quest Heroes, which is like Dynasty Warriors, but with Dragon Quest characters. It's kind of cool. NBA 2K17, good game. Shadowrun returns, which actually takes place here in Seattle. It's like pretty dope.
Sean Kemp.
Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Remember Shadows of the Empire?
I do not. I do not.
Yeah, I got that on. It came on Steam and it was on there for like $3. So I was like,
N64 had like 5 purposes for my friends and I, and all it was Mario Kart, Smash, GoldenEye, WCW,
Blast
Revenge.
WCW, let me get that shit out.
no,
Yeah, the
WCW was
NWO
dope on
Revenge.
the
That game was
N64.
dope. And aside from those 4 games,
There was a couple other
Star
ones.
Fox?
Project
No.
Jedi?
Come on.
No.
Yeah, Shadows of the Empire.
we only did like 4-player games because we liked throwing parties at our buddy Casper's house.
Perfect Dark.
Oh, you know what? We didn't get Purple Dark,
Smash
but there were
Brothers.
these kids, they called the Ballers.
Smash the first
That
Smash
was
Brothers.
always-
Snowboard Kids.
They would always
No.
body
Yeah,
us.
there's so many good games.
That's Lawrence
1080?
Miller. That's
1080 is what I played.
that squad. Andrew Min. Anyway, that looks like you played some games, so congratulations to you.
So much more, but I said all that to say this. I crossed the 500 games owned on Steam.
That's what I saw on the board. I was waiting for you to get
I
there.
broke
Yeah.
that earlier. Would you guys want to know what random game pushed me over that edge?
Let's
I
go.
don't know.
Of all the AAA,
Exclusive here, EUD 41.
4K, 60 frames per second, PC Master Race gameplay, you know what game pushed me over?
Tell me it was Nidhogg.
Nope. I already owned it, dog.
No.
It was the OG Tomb Raider that was on the PlayStation.
Really?
Whoa!
Yes.
Do you realize how terrible the game that was actually to play?
that was my 500.
I hated the way her shooting action. If you guys can't see this unless you're on the Facebook stream for some reason, don't worry about that. If you're listening, just pretend I'm pantomiming this. She had elbows out, and when she would shoot, she would pulse her hands forward, and that's how she would shoot her pistols.
Yeah.
When there was like a wolf after you, it'd be like, Dude, I'm like, who shoots like that?
That game was more about fighting against the camera than it was any other.
Oh, the camera.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because of that game's faults, I think 3D environment games learned a lot about cameras.
No, I think Mario 64 pretty much showed people how to do it.
Yeah, but they did it
Good point,
right.
Good point,
Yeah.
Joel. I was gonna say it did teach people that weren't Nintendo how not to.
Yeah,
do
well, because
3D.
Nintendo knew how to do it, but
Yeah.
like what Tomb Raider 1 taught people is how much it can affect a game if you have a bad camera.
Yeah.
Because Mario had it
Or
down.
bad controls.
Can we just be honest? Can we just call Tomb Raider the game that invented the DualShock? That's pretty much where the DualShock came from. Like, yo, we need.
Is that the
sticks.
original DualShock that you used?
No, but like
for them?
no.
Oh, you're saying that you needed
After that, they were
DualShock.
like,
Yeah.
let's release the DualShock like tomorrow. That's pretty much what
Question:
they were
how
thinking.
come on your Valentine's Day special you guys didn't talk about Lara Croft?
Man,
Hard pass. I'm a Jill.
Yeah,
I'm
Joel,
a,
are we all three in agreement here?
Generally, yeah. I mean, like, Lara Croft hasn't really been. I mean, like,
She
she's
had her
always
day.
been. Yeah, she had her day.
she had her day.
But she also suffered from the same thing as oh god, what's her name?
You had
Orchid
your
from like
time.
Killer Instinct, the square boobage.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, yeah.
Well, you know what? If I were going to compare that era,
Killer combo.
this is PlayStation 1, right?
Yeah.
Like almost launch.
Mhm.
Dude, when did Soul Edge come out? Because I'll choose Seung Mina over any of the girls you just mentioned. 10 out of 10. Seung Mina was my
Soul
girl.
Edge came out before Soul Calibur?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a
Soul
staple.
Edge
And
was
That was
before
in the
that.
arcade.
if we're talking
Yeah.
about 3D graphics, I'm like, oh, her. In a second. Seung Mina was...
That's the one where Mitsurugi had like tassels on his
Yeah,
outfit.
yeah, yeah.
Soul Edge.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like, there are way more choices. You know, if we're talking about girl crushes in video games, Vanessa from King of Fighters, Jill Valentine, freaking... I have a pretty extensive list. Stuff that I would actually be like, oh man, if I met a girl like looked like that, it'd be awesome. Probably none.
Mhm.
But as far as appealing gaming characters, it's a pretty good list.
Yeah, that's alright.
Tifa's there for somebody in
I
this
was
room.
just surprised.
Tifa Lockhart.
I was just surprised on that episode that she didn't come up.
Oh, okay.
That's
No,
all.
Lara-
She was one of the original, like.
But I think what we were trying to get at was the love relationship, the partnership, and Lara Croft never really had a partner per se.
Lara Croft on
Like,
like
if-
shows. Like she's too busy doing
She's in
her
love with the
Indiana-
money.
Yeah.
She's trying to.
Not even the money because she's already rich.
Right.
Yeah, she's there for the
Oh, that's
adventure.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just there to say she did it. Achievement unlocked.
And speaking of love, I love doing this podcast. And if you're just tuning in, this is End User Disagreements, number 41, the video game podcast where your argument is. Thank you very kindly. We're still in Seattle. We still got Bobby Still, super producer here
For now.
for now. Give him another drink.
That's that weed
Hold on,
shop.
hold
That
on.
weed shop we just
Hold
went
on,
to.
he wants a sippity sip.
Thank you.
That's all you get.
Yeah, we're recording. Well, we're recording late. We usually don't record on this day, so.
Mhm.
And I just want to say thank you.
Which is today, everyone.
Yes, today.
Right now.
Today,
Yes.
the day of the day. So we're.
Any other day, every other day.
Hey, we don't own that.
I'm trying to feel. trying to feel Von Shady she is.
Yeah,
I
oh
think-
man, then you need to get way drunker
Yeah.
and you gotta cuss way
Yeah,
more.
and be more
drinking,
obsessed about
I've been
penises.
drinking since 5 in the afternoon.
Tight. And you're still doing it.
I just weigh more than he does.
No, that's very true. Everybody in this room weighs more than 2 of him.
Mhm.
But, so video games and such. We're going to move on and we're going to talk about this fantastic game that came up in the news that I heard about and we need to learn more about. Who wants to run point on this?
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah, so let's go ahead and lay out the title. I think that's more than enough.
All right. You know what? I'm going to steal that. I'm going to say the title. So the title of this video game is Draymond Green. Shut up and slam jam karate basketball. Karate basketball.
It's Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green.
Come on.
What did I say? Damon?
No, no.
Draymond.
No,
Oh, Draymond.
it's fine,
Draymond.
It's fine.
So, Russ, you sent it. Talk about it. What's
No,
the deal?
This was
Oh, Jolie.
No, I was the one that ended up.
Okay,
bringing it up.
Jolie, you
I
guys
said
talk
let's
about
not
it.
even like have a talking point about it. I just said we need to play it later.
No.
But this game that I ended up just stumbling across, and it looks like it's kind of just a combination of action, like attacks and basketball all at the same time. The storyline is that they had a karate tournament and a basketball game set for the exact same day. So that's the whole reason why there's karate in this basketball
And that's
game.
all you need. That's all you
And
need.
that's all you need. That's the whole basis.
Oh,
behind
that's
it.
amazing.
This is a
But,
real
like,
game.
Yeah.
What's
Looking
the
at the
name of the
pictures.
game?
Draymond Green, shut up and slam jam karate basketball.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a real game.
Yeah.
Yes, this is
So,
a real
It's,
game.
you
And
remember
it's
Arch
free for
Rivals?
download.
Because
I
we're
know
all
Arch Rivals
Yeah.
and I know Bill and Beer Comic Basketball.
Yeah, so Maniacs, this is not new. There are games in this idea, and I'm gonna start off with something not on the wall. Wait, I was just thinking. So you get into these sports games, and they start looking like each other. So there's these people who are like, we're gonna branch out.
They morph.
They morph, and so people are like, you know what? What if we did a mutant league football?
Well,
and they're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, there'll be mutants. There'll be like, there'll be fatalities, and like it'll be kind of weird. And they're like, all right,
Basically,
Shit was dope.
this boils down to a subgenre of sports games called what was like action, like fantasy, like action sports games.
Well, I mean, like, no, action sports.
sports beat 'em ups.
Action sports, I think of more like skating games.
or like the X Games.
Yeah, that's more like action
Extreme.
sports.
But no, Arch Rivals, look that up. That's
Yeah.
definitely a precursor
Yeah.
to this game.
Yeah. Bill and
It-
Beer Combat Basketball.
And Bill and Beer Combat Basketball, can one of you explain that one out a little more?
Basically, Bill and Beer was a player from the 80s and 90s, early 90s.
Played for Detroit, right?
Yes.
Played for
Pistons.
Pistons.
He was one of the goons. You're a Pistons fan too?
No, I'm just saying, Bill and Bear's a boss.
Yeah. But basically, he was kind of a goon. He was known to be getting into fights and stuff. He was a tough guy. But basically, he had a Super Nintendo game that was a top-down, isometric.
And this was also a launch title too, wasn't it?
On the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, on the Super
It came
Nintendo.
out maybe within the first year. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was like a launch window type game, and basically it was just a combat basketball game, top-down.
Yeah, but they have
Like
other
Smash
things. They have like
TV, right?
weapons and
Yes.
stuff. You could like
Yeah.
pick up.
Oh
Like,
yeah. You get like rocket boots. you can
Ultimate
like-
Double Dare?
Ultimate Double Dare.
Does that count as action sport?
No,
So that's my question.
That's game show. That'd be the game.
Yeah, totally. That's game show.
Why do you have
Like, different
guts?
genres.
Or are you trying to find the
Because they have like Jeopardy and stuff on Nintendo. But this game's very much in that vein. So go take a look. It's free to download.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and put it on our page, the link, so you can go ahead and download it, play it. It does support local play.
We
two-
are
two
hooking
versus
our
two.
listeners up today. We're giving them a Draymond Green link. We're giving them a link for what game did we just link on there?
The Stanley Parable.
The
We
Stanley
went ahead and
Parable,
Put up
thank
the
you.
launch trailer for it so people know what they're getting into.
We are fountains of information.
Basically, we're just handing out like the nice free
And
information.
as much of a gamer as I consider myself and all of us, we cannot beat this gentleman. No, I'm going on to the next topic. I'm out.
Oh, please do.
There's this
Scroll on.
homie. He put it upon himself where he's going to beat every NES game in 3 years. Every Nintendo Entertainment
He's
System.
actually almost done.
And he's going to actually do it. And apparently one of the hardest ones was it was an NES game to learn the piano.
Yeah,
and
it
it
was like-
took him like 90 hours. Because it was one of those things that progresses and, as you continue, like, I don't know if it generates new levels.
That had its own
anything.
separate attachment too. There was actually like an NES piano, like keyboard attachment, wasn't there?
That I don't actually know.
Yeah, there actually was like its own separate keyboard
Bonkers.
attachment.
But aside from that, and someone, super producer over here who called me out is like, every game, that's impossible. I'm like, it's not if you consider like a lot of those side-scrolling action games were
So
done
you're
in
gonna
an
tell
hour.
me the track and field games, to where like you have to get a hold of the fucking game, right? And then you have to get the power pad
Yeah,
to play the fucking
Mhm.
game.
Sure.
So he's gonna beat that.
yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get those. They have those at another castle.
And he's doing a live stream.
Yeah, he's been live streaming all of these games. It's been a quest he's been doing for the past
Woo!
3 years.
And plus another thing I was saying, like from the time I was 11 to the time I was 14, my neighbor and I wrote down every single Nintendo game that between the two of us we beat. And in 3 years between the two of us, we beat 175 games. And that's just like being like little kids and like limited resources and like renting games and stuff like that.
So I can totally believe that. How many games did it come out to?
He's doing this by himself today.
Yes, by himself. He's finished 714 games, streaming them all on his Twitch channel. He's known as the Mexican Runner. His name is Peter Delgado Kusilchuk.
Yeah.
He's half Mexican, half Polish.
And it's Piotr, like
Piotr.
Where's he live?
He's in Poland.
Piotr.
Well, good on him. I hope he finishes
Some
it.
G
And
shit.
that's amazing. And we should all strive to be as cool as this one. So, because we are the ultimate video game podcast and all podcasts. We like to give you guys a lot of information. Did I say podcast?
No, you said podcast.
I said
I heard
podcast?
podcast.
Okay, it could be. Just have to go ahead and...
You're just little guppies in a podcast. We like to help you guys out. Not only are we giving you links to cool games and trailers. Today, we got some information. You know how Loud and Brown over here, at the beginning of this podcast, I was stuck in a crossroads. Am I going to get a game?
See you at the
Crossroads, crossroads,
We don't own that. We don't
crossroads.
own that.
You won't be lonely. I was at a crossroads where I was like, am I going to get a gaming PC or a PS4? And I had all this information, and just the tip and savings helped me out a lot. And they got, if anything, they made the decision harder for me because I was just going to run and grab a PS4 and be like, look at all the cool stuff you can do on a PC. You don't have to pay a monthly fee just to be on the internet because it's stupid. And you get you could get emulators, and Steam saves you money, and it's amazing. However, there is the aspect of it being a slippery slope of trying to get the best graphics and playing possible.
It's never enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's never enough. So even after that, though, we got to a point where, like, if I had a monitor, which my awesome roommate, Peter Cho, I do not know what his gamer tag is. It might be, hey, it's Peter Cho. It might be something really dark, because that guy has a crazy sense of humor. But he was like, I got a monitor for you if you get a computer done. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, so with these guys, they were like, oh, you can get like a game-playing PC for under $500 easy. I was like, $500 isn't anything. But I instead went with the PS4 just because Kingdom Hearts wasn't announced for PC, and that's like the only reason.
That just depends if you're a console kid or you're a PC gamer. It's totally preference.
It is, but I played on both when I was in high school. I was
What
big
do
on
you
both.
prefer? Console.
It depends on what game. Like RTSs.
Bullshit.
No, it's not. How is that BS?
The only
Bobby,
the only
you don't
have a PC gaming computer in your household, right?
Not
That
right
you
now,
use.
no.
Exactly.
But the only
so
real-
you're not a PC gamer. So you're not going to
Currently.
play any fucking games that are for PC. You're strictly going to play consoles,
No,
right?
not necessarily.
I'm not talking to you, sir. I'm talking to
Yeah, but the idea behind that is, if it were up to me.
If Kingdom Hearts came out on PC, you'd buy a gaming PC.
Oh, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, there are a bunch of things that are good for me on console. Like, I like playing platformers on console. I like the way the controller works. I like playing fighters on a stick. I have to use a fight stick. Like, otherwise I'm not comfortable at all. But RTS on a console controller is laughable. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. StarCraft tried to play on N64 and it was a joke.
And that was 20 years ago, too, by the way.
Yeah, and also, if it were up to me, a shooter, mouse and keyboard, 10 out of 10. Even I know that, and I'm a mostly console gamer. But mouse and keyboard, if I want to get serious about playing a shooter, that's the way you play that.
But the thing is, like, nowadays, like, the only difference between them is a couple of exclusives on both sides.
Yo, man,
and that's
some
it, really.
of those kids with the sticks, they'll whoop your ass versus the mouse and keyboard kids.
Not in shooters, though.
Yeah, they will. They've been raised. They're raised on controllers. And any kid that's coming up on a mouse and keyboard, I mean, it's just not the same.
Haven't you been seeing what's been going on with Blizzard?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Yeah,
I'm reading it.
because
those are two different types of games, though.
It's a first-person shooter.
Yeah, no.
Hey.
Which is exactly the place where the keyboard has the advantage. Everything else it wouldn't, or it'd be lower, actually. You know, an action-adventure game on a keyboard and mouse is kind of But a shooter,
Yeah.
that's a specialty. And the guy who's in charge of Overwatch is trying to get the console manufacturers to block keyboard and mouse use on there, because all the top-rated players on Overwatch play with the
It's
keyboard
still
and
going to
mouse.
get hacked, though. I mean, you're still going to be able to use...
That's a separate. That's
Yeah.
a separate issue.
Yeah.
We're talking about playability and functionality of the controls of the game. And for a shooter,
Yeah.
dude,
There's no-
even
no
I'm
question.
kind of good at COD on PC. It's crazy.
COD on PC's hard, too.
Yeah, but it's crazy how fast you could clear a room compared to on a controller. So when you're on a controller, the only way to play like lightning quick with SMGs and knives is get all the buffs and put your sensitivity all the way to 10.
And then auto-aim, though.
But auto aim doesn't exist on Versus.
It kind of does on the console. Auto-aim's always turned on to an extent.
I mean, like, sort of, but if anything, that just slows you down. You want to put the reticle where you want it. And when you're on 10, it works for running and gunning, but if you, for some reason, pick up a sniper rifle, your game becomes impossible. Whereas in a keyboard and mouse, you have the quickness of being able to swipe all the way left or right, and you can clear a room in like half a second. On a console, you have to hold the left thumbstick until your character does a full 360,
Right.
and that's how they clear it. And that is night and day. And in a game,
You're at the mercy of the controller.
you're at the mercy of the controller.
Yeah,
even at level 10, because I used to play at 8 sensitivity when I was on COD, and I would turn left, and like 3/4 into trying to circle a room, I get bopped on the side because like I was hiding in the corner. But if that was PC, I would have went and saw everything within a second or two.
Yeah.
And it's when I watch someone playing it, I'm like, there's no way this is even fair. That's crazy. And then you can even like assign hotkeys to do little things, and it's not even cheating. It's like, hey, this one is shotgun. This one is it's like shortcuts, but it's like little shortcuts. Like on a console, you would tap Y twice to get your shotgun. You have your main, your whatever, and then a third one. Whereas I'm not talking about COD, but I'm talking about shooters with multiple weapons. But on a keyboard, you'd be like, oh no, your third weapon is 3.
Yeah.
Like, why would you press more than one button? And I'm like, because on consoles, that's the kind of stuff that you kind of have to do.
Well, I mean, you have access to more keys and
I'm
more
not
buttons
saying
on a keyboard with a keyboard and a mouse.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not about skill and it's not about preference. When it comes down to it, it's quantifiably better for some games to be on a keyboard. When it comes to like an action platformer, that's preference. Some people like it on keyboard, but man, having analog sticks, I think, is amazing.
Most people prefer a controller.
Like, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine playing
more comfortable?
Can you imagine playing like Mario 64 on a keyboard? You would fall off so many ledges, and
yeah, through emulators.
Is it rough? Is it pretty rough?
It's pretty rough.
Yeah, I just did it for fun.
But you know the sensitivity of holding down an analog stick a third of the way, like that's something. The finesse of that.
Yeah, I usually just use a GameCube controller or my 360 controller.
You know, and that's how that goes.
Trackball?
On my PC?
Oh man,
you can get a trackball.
I way prefer trackball.
Okay, so all this talk about PC and console gaming is leading to we're going to grant you this amazing news about processors. So when you're building a gaming PC, it's at the point where like hard drive space is cheap at this point. You can get like solid state drives for like less than $100, can't you?
Yeah.
And RAM is pennies. You know, video RAM is kind of expensive, but your big purchase is your processor, the GPU, right?
Your CPU?
The CPU.
If it depends. If it's your gaming computer, then your GPU, your graphics processor is your main.
Oh, sorry. So not the GPU, the CPU. The CPU is one of the biggest costs when building a computer. And for example, a month ago, if I was like, I'm going to build this gaming computer, how much is a Pentium i7? How much are they running for?
i7s? It depends on if you want to go new or used, but if you go
new, brand new, out of box.
They started about 300.
300 already.
About 290.
You know, and that's like half of the cost that I was willing to pay, you know, for a gaming computer. And so AMD comes out, what was this, like 3 days ago?
This was today.
Today, and they announced the Ryzen. And it's comparable, it's like on par performance-wise with the i7.
Well, there's several different i7s. They have like the higher end ones. The ones that got shown today by AMD. These are their 3 high-end ones that are going to compete with the 3 4 or 5 or 6 high-end Intels that are out right now.
And that's amazing. And they're doing it for half of the cost.
Yeah, basically the top-end one, the 1800X, which goes against the Core i7 6900K, which just came out like a month ago.
Yeah.
Is retailing for $500 as compared to the Intel, which is retailing for $1,100.
Bro,
where's this company out of?
This is AMD.
AMD?
Yeah, this is the ones that make the processors that's in your consoles.
Yeah.
Yep. It's actually
How are they doing that?
They always have been the undercut.
Yeah,
they've always been the slightly cheaper one, but they're like leaps and bounds. They're usually about 60%, 70%.
And also they waited because they've been long overdue to replace their previous CPUs, but they waited until the cost of manufacturing came down enough where they could undercut. Like they came out last year they would have to charge an extra like $200 or $300 for these things, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But if you wait for manufacturing costs to come down and then release it, yeah, you can release it like this and cut your competition off at the knees.
$500 will get you like a top of the line processor.
This is a top of the line processor. 8 cores, 16 threads. So if you're rendering video or playing, your computer wouldn't even use any of that, half of that for games.
I don't even. Okay, you got to realize that some of the maniacs out there, know even less than I do, which is a lot that I don't know. So can you explain what that F16 threads means?
I'll put it to you this way: the model below this, the 1700X, it bottlenecks the most expensive graphics card you can buy right now. So basically, it means if you go out and you spend $1,500 and buy like the NVIDIA Titan XP, blah, 12 gigs of video RAM. Basically, this thing is like as beast as any computer you've ever. Just a graphics card. But basically, if you put this graphics card with this CPU and you run a high-end game it's pretty balanced. It uses both your CPU and your graphics card. The CPU will pull ahead of that.
Yeah, Stin wouldn't exit. Right?
Yeah. The CPU would pull ahead of it would pull ahead of the graphics card, and the graphics card couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is the thing you could probably render like
nasty.
a Pixar movie on.
Yeah.
Oh my
Super nasty.
God.
This is a graphics card that's so powerful.
Super nasty.
It's not even really meant for gaming. It's meant for AI and for deep learning.
And so they have them for half of what they usually cost.
So for $500, half of the other
AMD.
one.
So
Yeah.
can I get something to throw into are they making different lines of the Ryzen?
Yes, these ones that they unveiled today, they are the 1800X, the 1700X, and the 1700. And that one, the low end, the 1700, goes for $329, and it undercuts the one that's it undercuts the Intel that it's going against by $30, and outperforms it.
Whew. AMD. So, in like 3 months when these are even cheaper, that's the one I'm going to buy.
So these are their high-end ones. There's also a medium line that's going to be like 6 core and 12-thread ones, and 4-core and 8-thread ones. And that's the one I'm looking at, the 4-core, 8-thread ones. And then there's going to be like a lower end, which is going to be just quad cores, but they're going to be cheap, like $90.
That's the one I want.
Yeah.
That could play most games.
That's a beast.
That's
a beast.
Totally,
Yeah.
That's
If
perfectly
all you're
fine.
going to do is play games or render video like separately, like not at the same time, that's
There's nothing
perfectly
else
fine.
you need.
Yeah.
Heard. Man, $90 for like it's good to know. And Maniacs, now you're in the know.
Yeah.
So start building. So by the time this summer's out, you can be gold 5 on League of Legends.
So basically,
oh God, I just did a League of Legends
So basically,
reference.
what this
Kill
all
me.
means is the cost of building a really nice computer just dropped like 30%.
Yeah.
That's the tightest news. And that's good news for all of you. And I realized that episode 41 was kind of a ragtag roundabout of a lot of subjects, but I liked it.
I'll take the blame for that one.
No, I'm cool with it. We had a lot of weird different
There's no blame.
subjects.
Listen, I've never really been on your guys' show before.
Yeah, I mean,
usually just sit here and be quiet.
we
But
got to a point where we talked about Tommy Buttface.
Tommy Laren.
Whatever her name is.
Whatever.
But you know, it's a
on Go Home
necessary
State
evil.
Mister, we get political. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
I have one question for you guys. Since
Fire
I'm never
away.
on your guys' show, and you guys didn't talk about this today.
All right.
But I follow video games. I listen to video game podcasts.
Sure.
And I read stuff, and I'm into the. But I did not hear you guys talk about this, so I'm interested in your guys' opinions since you're my friends, and I enjoy your podcast.
Really, when did we become friends?
Son of a bitch. You didn't answer me the other day. Anyway,
You never know.
so they had a new River City ransom password got discovered after 27 years.
Oh yeah, I was the one that ended up posting that earlier this week.
Password?
Well, I read about it,
Yeah.
and that's not what's interesting. That's not what's interesting. What's interesting to me is the guy who has the YouTube channel called Biscuit, and literally all he does on his YouTube page is he hacks video games, and he reads their code and tries to figure out passwords. I mean, that's his whole entire thing.
Hot damn.
So I was just curious of your opinions about that.
That's pretty incredible.
Well, if we're going to talk about the original subject matter for River City Ransom,
Yeah.
this was a special password that was created by Technos, the creators of River City Ransom. to end up falling outside of the guidelines of what makes the password.
It's a new password that's nobody's ever
Well,
had
that's
this
because
password. It's a maxed out password.
Technically, no. The password itself ends up using something similar along the lines as like haiku.
Who
where it's
has
like
the password?
7 letters,
Who
5
has
letters,
the
and 7
password
letters.
though? Nobody
does
has
it
that
do?
password.
No, the original game creators had the password.
That's
It's just it
exactly.
was never
does
released
it
to
do,
the
though?
public.
It maxes out pretty much everything you have on
From the very
game.
beginning, you don't have to end up
Yeah.
like
So you just have God mode and just punching people like
yeah,
across
you have
the
all the
screen.
books and
It's-
all that.
Exactly, and so the thing about it is that the way it was never meant to be released to you. It was an inside thing with the game developers,
Yeah, this
right?
is back before they had like the consoles, like developer consoles. You hit the little tilde key.
Yeah, well, that's the whole reason why cheat codes were invented. It was a cheap, easy way of doing QA for the developers. They'd be able to get to later parts of the level just by putting in this, password real fast.
Yep.
That's bonkers. I still remember the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 debug mode and supersonic mode, and like I remember these crazy number combinations because I played Sonic 2 so much. So you go to the sound, 1965, 917. That's like the numbers that you do on sound choice. Then you go 1992, 1126, and then unlock the debug. And I'm like, I wish I could forget these numbers.
Yeah, I
They're
wish
in my
I could
head
forget
forever.
some of these, like the one for Mortal Kombat on Genesis, Abacadabra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one.
And I didn't realize when I was a kid how funny that was. It was like, wait, these guys like Ed Boon and John Tobias made a joke on how much they cared about Scantrons during grade school. Because that was a joke for Scantrons. If you didn't want to fill them out, you put abacadabra, abacadabra.
Yeah.
And they made that one of their freaking secrets. Like, they're...
So the thing about the story that I thought about when I read it is how many other passwords are there out there that are like this?
How many Mega Man
7
2 passwords are there like that?
There could be quite a few. I mean, this,
Okay, fine,
this-
17.
When we're talking about early days of hacking NES, obviously you have to bring up the Game Genie because that's what it was all built for. You just plug the cartridge in and it found a way to.
Genie.
Yes,
And there
but
were
differently.
many different bootleg books for the Game Genie.
Yeah, and you could.
So the
end up
Game
making
Genie
codes.
came with one, right?
Yeah.
And then you could go to other stores,
Cheaters.
and there were different companies
Dirty
from
cheaters.
Japan or Korea that would print these different Game Genie that had different alternate Game Genie
Dirty.
codes, Game Genie codes than you had.
Dirty Game Genie cheaters.
But it wasn't just for
I didn't
cheating.
like-
It wasn't just for cheating. Sometimes it would do something just by changing your sprites. It was like a
Exactly.
different character.
Change your fucking clothing.
I wasn't
Your
a fan.
shoes.
Speaking of Lara Croft,
Whatever.
right?
Exactly. You ever had that code on Game Genie where they made Lara Croft naked?
I saw like a video of it. I'm like, oh, cool, polygon boobs.
That was a
Weird.
hack.
The PC version had like a different texture. You could, like texture swap. Texture swap. Naked
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Sorry to
There
interrupt
wasn't
you
even
guys.
first
So
shading
about
it.
But that's good to know. I mean, so...
You had to download the textures off of a dial-up modem.
Oh, for real? Oh my god, Tom. Well, Maniacs at Home, this has been actually a pretty lengthy end user disagreement. It's been a good discussion.
Yeah.
But you listen to all of it because we're cool, and that's what we do. And I want to thank Iron Horse Brewery. I want to thank Shilling Hard Cider. And I want to thank Soundcasting Network for just allowing us to come here every week and just flap our lips.
Flap, flap, flap.
Flap, flap, flap. And I want to thank... Who else? No, I guess that's it. Oh, you know what? We're going to
Forget about
thank...
our family and our friends.
Nah, screw them. They didn't help me.
Spirituality.
They didn't help me. I want to thank super producer Bobby Stills. I want to thank other super producer. We got Keith the Boogie. Keith the Boogie!
You want to say what's up, kid?
Yo, UW. Oh, no. Just kidding.
Sick
You guys
bird.
just heard the beginning of a murder.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I know. We got Michigan, man, on my
Go
left.
blue.
You're a terrible human.
Well, anyway, this is Loud and Brown. Thanks for being with me. If you ever need to listen to me or look at my dumb Instagram, my Instagram is Loud and Brown. My Twitter is Loud and Brown. That's Loud and Brown. And my gamer tag is actually different. It's Gross Def, and that's DEPH. And that's if you really want to lose at Street Fighter. I'm picking up a third character. I beast with Laura now, and it's so much fun.
I know why you beast with Laura.
She's amazing. I love those, not...
You love those what?
I like the characters that aren't grappler characters because they're not fast at all. I like fast people that can do command throws. It's like maddening to fight against, but when you're that character, it's awesome. It's like, are you trying to run away? No, I have a command dash.
Sure. That's why you pick her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What are you?
Yeah.
What are you insinuating?
Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, wrap
Okay.
that up.
And then we got Saverings to my left, who's trying to call me a pervert for some reason.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're on Steam and you play random games, hit me up at Saverings.
Congratulations on 500.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I worked so
congrats.
hard for it. I'm 501. Thank you.
And across from Saverings, sick as a dog and late, fashionably late, is Joel Tippett.
Yes, or otherwise known as Just the Tip.
My G.
Yeah. If you want to talk to me, you know how to find me.
Yeah.
Get at him.
And this has been a production of the Soundcasting Network. Smoke meth and have fun.
So we're really gonna smoke some meth.
Seriously.
You can't just say that and
Who's
then
got the man?
yeah. You can't just say that and walk away.
48 minutes. That's a record.
Who's got the foilies? Who's got the foilies?
I'll do light bulbs.
Realize you're that classic.
That's crazy. Which one was that took so long?
We were talking about PewDiePie for a little bit.